In this video, I am going to show you how to launch your Facebook advertising campaigns to promote your dance studio, to promote your dance classes so that you can increase your enrollment. I'm literally going to show you inside my business manager, walk you through launching a campaign with you. We're also going to be covering topics in this video, and I'm reading here from a list what kind of campaign you should be running on the Facebook business platform, the secrets to targeting the right audience on Facebook. This is stuff that nobody talks about. I have not heard anybody else talk about this. What kind of budget you should be using in your advertising campaigns? I get this question a lot, like how much should I be spending on the ads per month, per day? What kind of pictures and videos to use on your advertising campaigns? What do all the settings on Facebook mean? Which buttons do you absolutely need to press in order to create an effective campaigns? Which ones you should avoid pressing to avoid wasting money? Mistakes to avoid when setting up Facebook advertising campaigns for your dance studio. So we're going to cover all these things. And by the way, if you watch until the very end of the video, once I showed you how to launch the campaigns, I'll give you 7 questions. I'll share with you 7 questions to determine whether your Facebook advertising campaigns are being successful or not. And so make sure that you watch all the way until the very end. So now, before diving in, let me introduce myself. My name is Hervin Alvarez. I don't even know my own name. My name is Hervin Alvarez. We own a company called GetMoreStudents.com. We are a marketing agency that focus on helping dance studio owners with increasing enrollment, saving time, reducing workload, all by using automation and marketing. So if you're interested in content that will help you grow your dance studio, subscribe to the channel because that's exactly the type of content that we put in this video, okay? So with that said, let me share my screen here. Okay, so let's dive right in. So the first thing is, why should you advertise on Facebook? And I'll keep this short because I'm sure if you're here, you already know that you need to advertise on Facebook, but this is something that we have been doing for our clients for already close to 2 years. Advertising on Facebook is the best way to attract new parents around your studio who might be interested in taking their kids to dance classes. This is if you're a studio owner that solely relies on word of mouth to attract new students, this will help you reach beyond what your word of mouth is currently reaching. This will help you target near areas or areas that are not near your studio or towns that are not near your studio that you couldn't reach without doing something like this or just purely with word of mouth. Okay, so that in and of itself is huge. Like it gives you control. You would be able to launch ads out there that parents near you, if you set them up properly, you're targeting the right parents and letting them know that you exist, getting them interested in your dance classes. So this is just a powerful way to get new students, okay? So you should definitely, you shouldn't do anything that you don't want to do, but this is something that we have seen great results with, Facebook advertising campaigns for our clients, and we've done this for over 200 clients. So, and all sorts of areas, doesn't matter whether they have a lot of competition around them, whether they're in a rural area in the middle of nowhere. We've done this with towns of 3,000 and towns of 3 million. And so, let's dive right in. So the first thing that you're going to need in order to set up your Facebook advertising campaigns is, number one, you're going to need pictures and videos. So let's talk about a second what kind of pictures and videos you should be using. And the type of pictures and videos that I always recommend to use for dance studios to promote their dance classes, whether it's pictures or videos, it's always bright, happy videos or pictures, kids smiling in class, having fun, candid photos. You don't need anything looking fancy or professional. This is actually a professional picture. This is actually a professional picture, but I've seen blurry pictures perform well. They don't need to look like flyers. In fact, that's a common mistake that I've seen a lot of studio owners make whenever they're setting up their advertising campaign, is that they use Canva and they put like all sorts of text all over the image, and they use like this fancy fonts and things like that. You don't need to do any of that. Just pictures of kids smiling, having fun in class. They could be in the recital, they could be in class having fun, it could be in their costumes, it could be with their teacher or just by themselves like this. It could be little ones, it could be teenagers, it could be the youth, whichever one. Whatever pictures you have, think of something that you would post on Instagram or Facebook, just like a regular picture of kids smiling and having fun. That's what we want, okay? And usually groups of kids, what I've seen based on my experience, groups of kids perform better than just a picture of a single kid, okay? So I always try to use pictures that have multiple kids in them. And this is something that, it's not very talked about, but it works this way. If you want to attract Latin kids, use pictures of Latin kids in your ad. If you want to attract white kids, black kids, Asian kids, whatever it is, it just works that way for whatever reason. And I'll show you why here in a little bit at the end when I show you the secret way that to targeting the right people on Facebook. I'll show you more about that later on, but that's just how it works. So whatever you want, if you want to attract babies, then use picture of babies. If you want to attract more like 2 to 5 year olds, then put pictures of 2 to 5 year olds and so on. And so that's how the targeting works. And I'll explain to you, I'll show you, not just take my word for it, but I'll literally walk you through how that works. And so the next thing that you need is the ad copy. And so the ad copy, if you don't know how to write ad copy for your advertising on our YouTube channel here, so if you go to the YouTube channel, let me find it here. Well, I didn't actually type it, but if you go to youtube.com and you go to, actually you're on our channel because you're here, but I put this video out there called How to Write Facebook Ads Copy for a Dance Studio. Make sure that you check that out if you don't know how to write ad copy for a dance studio. Okay, so make sure that you check it out. There's other tools like AI, Chat GPT that you can ask them to write you ad copy. In any case, I have mine prepared right here that I'm going to use for the ads that I'm going to walk you through. The headline. Again, if you don't know how to write ad copy, check out that video that I posted. And then from there, using free trial class, you need a landing page to drive people to. You could do lead ads as well, and we could talk more about what that means later on in this video. In this example, in this video, I'm going to walk you through using a landing page, just because it's easier for me to demonstrate with a landing page than it is with any other way. Okay, so I'll show you here. You need something like this so that when people see your ad, they land on a page like this where you're collecting their information, name, phone number, and email. You have a form there that people fill out. It has a headline. It has some copy in there, okay? And I've added here a timer. It's not totally necessary, but I've just added there so that you could see it. And then you need a thank you page. So a thank you page. Once people fill out the form, they land on something like this, like, hey, keep an eye on your voucher. And I'll talk more about where this comes into play later on in the video. And then other requirements. So the Meta Business Manager. So you need to have the ads manager and everything set up so that you can launch ads there. If you don't know how to do that, there's some other videos. I don't have one right now. If you want me to make a video for how to create your business manager and how to set up your pixel on your page and things like that, let me know in the comments. But I don't have that right now, and there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube that show you how to do that. You need an ad account, obviously, which I have mine already here, my test ad account that I'm going to show you how to set up the ads from. You need a pixel installed on your landing page. Again, there are video tutorials on YouTube showing you how to install your picture on your landing page. In fact, if you type in how to set up the pixel on my landing page, you'll probably find the answers. If you need me to make a video about that, let me know in the comments section below. Okay, so these are all the requirements that we're going to need in order to set up the ads. Now, and I'll show you how, again, those come into play. Stick with me through this video. There's going to be a lot of information, and just make sure that you watch this. So watch it all the way through, and then you'll see how the pieces come together, and then you can rewatch the video again and go through, see all the requirements and what you need, because I know there's a lot of information. Okay, so you have your pictures, you have your ad copy. So now let's dive into the ads themselves. Let's actually go through the ads manager, and let me show you how that works. So in your ads manager, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to create a campaign here. So I'm going to create a campaign, and this is where a lot of people make their mistakes already, which is, what kind of campaign should you be running? Should you be running a traffic campaign, an awareness campaign, an engagement campaign? Now, depending on who you listen to for your advertising advice, they're going to tell you to do a million different things. So, you have 3 people and teaching you how to do Facebook ads, and all 3 people are going to tell you something different, something that might be conflicting with what I'm telling you here. So I'm just going to show you the way we do it and what we've seen work for us. I've seen the only thing I don't run anything else besides the leads campaign. I don't do awareness. I don't do traffic. I know a lot of people talk about, no, you need traffic to warm up the pixel and do all these fancy things, or and like create custom audiences with the people. Like, forget all of that. I don't use any of that. I just go straight for the leads like that and click continue. Okay. From here, you're going to I'm going to click on manual setup, and then instead of streamlined, just because, I want to walk you through the entire process. So if you're following along, just click manual setup. And by the way, if this looks differently on your Facebook account, because Facebook changes all the time, just, make sure you click continue. Don't worry about how it all looks like. Just click continue. If you don't get that pop-up, and if this just shows up, then you're fine. Just get to this screen right here. This is the place where you're going to create the campaigns. Again, bear with me. Facebook changes all the time the way it looks, and it adds new features and new things. So depending on when you're watching this, this might look slightly different or totally different. Just make sure that you get to the place where you can create the campaigns. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to name the campaign, and I'm going to name this, if we're going to promote free trial classes for your dance studio, then just call it free trial classes, and then just put the date here. So 1/29/23. And then for the special ad categories, you don't need to touch that. I'm going to skip that. From here, from the campaign details, it says auction leads. I'm not going to touch that at all. Where it says A/B testing, I'm not going to touch that. Advantage budget, and again, I'm not going to touch that. Okay, so if you're like, a lot of things that you're going to see here on the Facebook Business Manager, a lot of these buttons, you don't necessarily need to press everything you see. You could just leave stuff alone, and it's totally fine. I know it's confusing when you're in here because of that. And so a lot of times it's about what you don't press more than what you do press. Okay, so just make sure you don't touch any of the rest. Just name the campaign. And then from here, you're going to go click on where it says new leads ad set. Those little 4 squares, and you could also see it at the top, those little 4 squares. Again, I'm pointing out all the places so that in case Facebook changes the way it looks, you know where to go next. So again, I'm going to go to what's called the ad set. Okay. Now, ad set right here is where we're going to select what audiences to show our ads to. Okay, and again, this is something that I'm gonna tell you right here that might go against what you've heard in the past. And so for the ad set, we're just gonna call it, 7 miles. That's probably okay. So depending, and I'll tell you why we're gonna call that here in a second. So from here, it's going to give you all these options: conversion, location, website, instant form, messenger, instant form, and messenger, Instagram, calls, app, what you're going to press, because we're going to be using a landing page. This is what I was saying earlier in the video. So right here where it shows you a landing page, I am going to pick website. Now, you could also use lead forms. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Let's just keep going. But normally what I use is lead forms. But because of this video and to make it just to keep it simple for you, and I have used, I still sometimes use lead forms. They still work. I still have some clients that we're running ads for, still getting really good results with lead forms. With landing pages. I still use landing pages. I still have clients using them. They still generate good results. And so, don't think that I'm showing you something that doesn't work, because this works exactly. It works just as well. Okay, so we're setting up a landing page right here. The pixel, you're going to pick over here your pixel right like that. And then you're going to, so for you, if you haven't set this up already, again, go on YouTube, find how to set up a Facebook pixel on my landing page, or how to set up my Facebook pixel. And then there's people out there showing you how to do this. Okay. The conversion event is going to be lead. Okay. So you're going to put your pixel here. You're going to put the lead conversion. From here, you're going to leave this dynamic creative alone. You're not going to touch that. From here, you're going to skip that. You're going to put your daily budget here. Okay, so now it's time to pick how much money do you want to spend on your Facebook ads. And so the short answer is whatever you're comfortable. So most studio owners that we're helping spend anywhere from like $8 to $30 a day. The majority spending around $12 a day. So, I would recommend, to start out at least like $10 per day. That's about $300 a month. Now, why do I recommend that? And you're asking yourself, okay, but for how long do you keep that going? Now, let me explain for a second. Let me come back to me here. So Facebook ads is sort of like investing in the stock market. Okay, so if you put $100 in the stock market and then tomorrow you have $200 in the stock market and you cash out and you've made $100, how often would you do that? Probably do it again, right? You probably want to keep doing that. And if the next day you put another 100 and you make another 100 back, you made now $200. And you try a third day and you make 100, and then you keep doing that and you keep making money, you're going to keep doing that, right? Does that make sense? So let me explain it this way. If you put in $100 on Facebook, and let's just say you get $10 per lead, so you end up getting 10 leads. Now follow me, the math a little bit is going to be just stick with me through a little bit of math, okay? Don't click out of this video just because I'm doing some quick math. Let's just say you spend $100, you get 10 leads, right? So that's $10 a lead, 10 leads. And from here, out of those 10 leads, 3 enroll or 2 enroll. Let's just say 2. And let's just say those 2 people in the first month, let me just throw out there a simple number. Each of those 2 people, 2 parents, sign up their kid for 1 class a week, and they paid you $50. Okay, so you put in 100, you got 10 leads, 2 enrolled. Each of those 2 paid you $50 each. So now you've made $100 this month. Now, if those kids stay with you next month, that's going to be another $100. And if they stay with you for 10 months, then you're going to make $1,000, right? So you spent 100, and within the course of 10 months, you made 1,000. Now, you put $100 today, and you got tomorrow $100. At least you covered your costs. You're going to be able to keep doing this. Now, if you enrolled 2 kids and each of them paid you $100, then you made money. You see what I'm saying? So now you can keep advertising. So the point of advertising is that you generate leads and you enroll them into students, and then you see, did you make money? Did you not make money? If you did, then you don't need to, you just got to keep doing that. You know what I mean? Maybe you want to put in more money on Facebook. So that's how you determine your budget, whatever you're comfortable with right now. So I would recommend doing $10 per day. Again, don't sue me. Don't come after me if you spend, $300 in the month and like, oh my God, it didn't give me back my $300 or something like that. It's up to you. Again, I'm not just disclaimers here, inserting disclaimers. This is your own money. You could do whatever you want. This is just simply me teaching what I've seen work for us. And if it doesn't work for you, or if something changes in the future, whenever you're watching this, just don't sue me for it. Okay. All right. Because it might not work for you. Like I'm saying, it works for other people. That's always the possibility. Let me just throw that out there. All right. So then when should you start your campaigns? So you should always start the next day. I'm going to say 6 a.m. Okay. So I'm going to start it tomorrow at 6 a.m. And there's no hard rules with this. You could even start it right away. It's totally fine. I just always like to give Facebook the entire day to spend the $10 so that, it figures out how to optimize better, but it's up to you, so so for you, I'm going to recommend set it up for the next day at 6 a.m. Okay. The next thing is, where should you run your ads? So this is where a lot of people make mistakes, because I've seen advertisings from dance studios that are somewhere in Milwaukee, and I'm in South Florida, that are somewhere in like Utah, and again, I'm in South Florida, or in New York, and I'm in South Florida. So you want to make sure that you choose the location that you're targeting here correctly. And so for here, I'm going to click edit, right? So, and you can see here it says people living in this location. Or recently in this location. I'm going to change this right here so that it only says people living in this location. And then you see here where it says United States, we got to X out of that so that it doesn't show just people in the United States. So from here, you're going to type in the address of your studio. So let me find here the address to the studio. This used to be our old studio that we used to have, but just make sure that you find the address to your own studio. I'm going to paste it here. And then from here, I'm going to let Facebook, it's going to give me a couple of options here. It's not giving me the exact one. Let me see if I delete a lot of this. There you go. 8210 Hollywood Boulevard, Pembroke Pines. Yep, that's the right location. And sometimes on Facebook, your address, because you see here how it says Pines Boulevard, but it's showing here as Hollywood Boulevard. Sometimes your address shows completely wacky on Facebook, and you don't know why. So just make sure that you find the correct address for your studio. And then from here, what we're going to do is select how many miles around your studio do you want to target. And so normally the way to make this decision is to see how many people right here where it says estimated audience size, depending on where you're at. So we want to get, if you're in a major city that is very populated, you want to get 100 to 200,000 people. If you're in a rural town, as many people as you can. So however far people are willing to drive to get to your studio. So this is a major city with lots of people. You can see here 1 million in 10 miles around. So I'm going to narrow this down to 7 miles. Let's see that. That's 600,000. It's still quite a bit of people. So then I'm going to narrow it down to 5 miles. That's 400,000 people. I might even want to bring this further down to, let's just say 4 miles. Perfect. So that's about, 300,000 people, 250,000 to 300,000 people right there. That looks good. So then I'm going to change the name here of the ad set to 4 miles. Okay, and there you go. So 4 miles around the studio. Again, this is because this is a very densely populated area. If you're not in a populated area, like I have some studio owners in the middle of nowhere that we target 50 miles around because that's how far people are willing to drive to get to their studio. And so it really depends on how many people are around you, whether you're in a tiny town or a bigger area that is more populated. So this is going to vary. Normally, I'd say majority for everybody, 7 miles. But again, this if you're in a tiny town, maybe you want to do 20 miles, or 50 miles. I don't know. So there's no hard rules there. Now, what is the age of the people that we should be targeting? This is going to go completely contrary to everybody out there and what they're saying. What I'm going to recommend is that you leave that alone. You don't pick the age. You just leave it like that, 18 through 65. And this is counterintuitive, and I'll show you in a little bit as I walk you through the secrets to targeting the right people on Facebook. I'm going to show you how Facebook targets the right people, even if you don't give it very specific data. So I'm going to leave here 18 through 65. I'm going to, instead of choosing all genders, this I am going to change because I'm wanting to target moms here. So I'm going to choose women, moms, grandmothers. I'm going to choose women here. I've sometimes, if you're in a tiny town, I've left men under, so all genders. But if you're in a majorly populated area, just women. And by the way, notice how that population size went down from almost 300,000 people to 136,000. I might want to bring this back up to 5 miles. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So there's 238,000 to 280,000 women 5 miles around. I'm going to choose that. I'm going to make this 5 miles. Okay. So that's something to consider as well, is when you pick your gender women here, it's going to bring the audience size down. So you got to adjust it if necessary. You might want to expand your audience, your targeting size a little bit. Okay, so I've just expanded it there to 5 miles. All right, you're going to leave where it says all languages alone. You're going to leave the placements alone. You're not going to pick anything there manually. Again, contrary to what you might have heard in the past. And so let's do a quick review right here. The name of the campaign is called 5 miles because that's what I'm targeting. I mean, I might say 5 miles plus women, right? And I'm going to set website here. My pixel, the conversion event is lead. The daily budget is $10. I'm setting this up for tomorrow at 6 a.m. The targeting is going to be 5 miles around the studio because I want this to be a good, decent amount of people that I'm targeting. Then I'm going to leave the age alone, 18 through 65 women, and then leave the rest alone. Okay, so from here, I'm going to press new leads add. Okay, so click on that. And this is going to show me now the place where I get to create the ad itself. So this is what people are going to see on Facebook or Instagram. And so this is where we create the actual ad. All right, so let's put the name here. So I'm going to put in here pictures. And then from here, or, instead of pictures, I'm going to name this Kids with Teacher. And then I'll show you here in a little bit how to create 2 ads. But anyway, so Kids with Teacher, that's the name of the ad. From here, identity, branded content ad. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to pick the Facebook page. So whatever Facebook page you want your ads to come out from. So you should be picking your studio's Facebook page right here. Same thing for your Instagram account. You're going to pick the Instagram account for your studio. right? So for me, obviously, these are the two pages that I have access to. It's called Get More Students because those are our pages. But for you, obviously, pick your studio's page. Now, from here, it says ad setup, create the ads. You're going to leave this alone, so create the ad is fine. You're going to select creative source, manual upload, excuse me. The format, single image or video, leave that there. Standard enhancements. Let me show you here. So you're going to skip all of this. You're going to click select single image or video, skip all of this. And then you're going to click here where it says add media. You're going to click the drop down menu and it's going to say add image or add video, right? And so if you have a video, use a video. If you have an image, in which case I have an image, I'm going to click here, add image. And then from here, I'm going to click upload and I'm going to select the two images that I have that I showed you earlier. I'm going to upload them here so that you can see them. So I'm going to upload those two, right? This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay, and the first one, I'm going to say Kids with Teacher. And I'm going to click next. And then I am going to leave all of that alone. Click next. Where it says all optimizations, if you have this option, again, Facebook changes the way it looks and the features that it has. If you have this option, press all optimizations on. If you don't have this option, don't worry about it. Just click done. Okay, so now that I have that set there, now I have the first picture there. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I am going to put the primary text. Okay, so the primary text is what goes above the image. And so I'm going to go over here, find the primary text, which is this right here. I'm going to copy this. And again, if you haven't written anything for Dance Studios, check out the YouTube channel. And there's a video there called How to Write Ad Copy for Dance Studios. Go check that out. The primary text, I'm going to paste it here. And you can see here, that's what goes above the image. And where it says area name, I'm just simply going to type here the name of the area where the studio is located. So this studio is located in the city of Pembroke Pines. So I am going to pick right here. I'm going to type right here. Where is it? Okay. Pembroke Pines, right? If you're in Miami, type Miami. If you're in Orem, then type in Orem. If you're in, Costa Mesa, type in Costa Mesa. Whatever you want to type in, right? Pembroke Pines. Parents, have a kid who loves to dance. Let me show you right here how it looks. Parents, have a kid who loves to dance. If yes, come try a free class at our local studio. Classes for kids for all ages. Everyone is welcome. Lots of fun. Dancing is a perfect activity for kids. Click the link below to claim a free trial. So we're promoting here a free trial. All right. And so then from there, that's the copy that we're going to use. Now the next thing is to add the headline. So I'm going to add the headline here and paste it. All right. So the headline goes at the bottom of the image. And I'm going to change this to, again, Pembroke Pines, because that's where the studio is located. But if you live in whatever city, then just type in whatever city they are. All right. Just to be clear, if you're in Dallas, type in here in Dallas. All right. So description, you're going to leave that alone. I don't ever use that. The call to action, just leave it as learn more. I've seen that work really well. A lot of studio owners like to use like sign up now like this or enrolled today or something like that. I just always leave learn more. It works really well. Then for here, where it says website URL, what I'm going to do is I am going to add over here the landing page. Copy this and I am going to add it here. Paste it. Okay, so from here, this is where once people see the ad and they click the learn more button, they click on the preview. They click on the learn more, they go to the landing page. All right. And the reason why I want this to happen is because I don't want to send people to my website. That's another mistake studio owners make when making Facebook advertising campaigns, is they're sending people to their website. And so, the problem with sending people to your website is that there's a lot of buttons here at the top. There's like all these things that they can click. Then they could scroll down, they could watch a video, they could get lost here in the information. And then they could leave without giving you their contact information. I don't want that to happen. The only thing I want people to be able to click on is this button that says claim my voucher. When people click on it, they give me their information, and that's it. I don't want people to have many different options that they can click on and they get lost and not give me their information. This is why we're sending people here so we can generate leads. All right. So from there, the display link, you can leave that alone. Don't worry about it. Then from here, that's pretty much it. This is how we could do a quick recap right here of the whole. So we named the free trial class campaign. We named this 5 miles plus women because that's what we're targeting, the 5 miles plus women. We picked a pixel, we picked a conversion event. The daily budget is set to $10. Then you want to set it for the next day starting at 6 a.m. We picked living in this location. This is super important. Otherwise, it's going to start showing your ads to random people all over the place. Make sure you pick people living in this location. Pick the address. Make sure you remove United States because it's going to show your ad everywhere in the United States. Just put here the address of your studio. Pick the right radius around your studio. From there, you're going to leave the ages alone. You're going to pick women. And then this is how you get the ads. Now, what if I want to launch with 2 ads? That's totally possible. I'm going to click the 3 dots right here, click duplicate, and I'm going to say original campaign, everything. I'm going to just click duplicate right here. It should show underneath right there, so this one, I'm just going to name this kids with teacher copy. I'm going to change this to kids smiling or something. We're going to use the next picture. I'm going to scroll down, leave the rest of this alone. Instead of the media, I'm going to click the little garbage bin to remove all of it. Add media, add image. I'm going to pick the other one that we created and press next. Again, I'm going to click next, select the all optimizations turned on. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. I'm going to press done. It's going to select the image right there. And then now that we have this image, I don't need to change any of the ad copy or anything. If I just want to use pick the same ad copy with just 2 different images to see which one performs better, something that you should try always to see, give Facebook like 3 images or 2 images, just so that Facebook can test and see what it likes best. Okay. And then ultimately at the end, once you've done, you click here, that button that says publish, and you are good to go. So once you hit publish, the campaigns are now out there in the world. It'll probably take a second to, once you click launch, publish. I'll show you right here. Let me close this. I'm not going to publish them obviously because I don't want to use my Facebook page to advertise these campaigns and so on. But in any case, this where it says in draft, it'll probably say processing at the beginning, or even if it says ads turned off or something, it'll probably take a little bit before Facebook approves your ad. It has to go through an approval process. Once Facebook approves your ad, it'll send you an email saying your ads have been approved and your ads will start showing out there in the world. Okay, so that is how you set up the Facebook ad campaigns. So that's how you go through the manager. Now, what I want to show you, and I've got a couple more things to share with you, so don't go away. For your benefit, if you want to go away, but I have some cool things here to share with you. I'm going to share with you some bonuses for watching until the end. So the targeting secrets how does Facebook target and why are we not giving it? Let me go back here to the ads manager a second. A lot of people, when they're setting up targeting on ads, they think that they need to add here detailed targeting, and they think they need to target like parents, and they need to say parents with like teenagers or parents with preschoolers, and then like income and these things, household income top 25, they do all these things. Now, why don't I do this? This is a big mistake I see other people make. And the reason for that is because, let me explain right here. Let me go back to me a second. Facebook is sort of like a detective. It's trying to find the people that would be a best fit for your studio. Now, the way, if you're telling Facebook, I want you to find me, let me explain it this way. If you hire a detective and you hire this detective and you say, hey, go to the mall and find me anybody wearing a white t-shirt. How good does the detective need to be in order to do that? Not that good, right? Like, they don't need to be great at all. They could just go to the mall. They could be like, that person is wearing white. This person is wearing white. I found you all the people, and that's it. Like, you don't need to pay them a lot of money to do this. Now, if you were to tell them instead, like, hey, Facebook, or hey, detective, find me everybody who's wearing a white shirt, who also has a blue cap on, who likes to golf on Tuesdays and has the highest income. Now, this is something very specific. You're going to end up paying Facebook a really high premium to target those people, and it might not be worth it. Facebook, like I was saying earlier, is sort of like investing in the stock market. If you're going to end up paying Facebook like $100 just to find you a lead, and that lead doesn't end up enrolling, and you end up paying $400, it finds you 4 leads, and they don't end up enrolling, you don't end up making money. It's a waste of time. And I've seen, and it's a waste of money. I've seen that happen over and over again. I am not a big fan of telling Facebook who to target. I just leave it open, and I'll show you why again. So let's go back here for a second. So I don't use this at all, the detailed targeting. Instead, check this out. So there's something called here, Cloud Vision. This is not by Facebook. This is by Google, but it does the same. Facebook uses same kind of technology. This is their secret targeting weapon. This is how, if you ever watch TikTok and it shows you the right videos for you, how does it know to show you the right videos? And it has to do something with this. Okay, so if I click on this website, again, if I go to that website, it's this one, cloud.google.com/vision. Okay, so this is the website right here. If you scroll down, you can see here where it says try the API, drag an image file. So I'm going to click over here and I'm going to give it that image right there. And I'm going to click open. I'm going to click I'm not a robot. And you'll see here how Facebook knows how to target the right parents. So while it's thinking, I'm going to open this up right here and go back to the ad copy that I built. Right? So a couple of things. Watch this. So, all right, this is what it looks at. So watch all the things. Watch how crazy it is. Google, Facebook can do the same thing, can look at your image, can look at your videos and see what it's looking at and understand what it's looking at. So right here, it's like, I'm looking at a face and they're happy. I'm looking at a face and they're happy. I'm looking at a face and they're happy. Facebook loves to see people that are happy in their ads because it wants people to, every time they go to Facebook, it wants people to have a positive experience. And so if you have an ad, make sure that people are smiling. If you're creating ads, make sure that you're using pictures of kids smiling, having fun. So it could tell what kind of mood. You could see here, sorrow, anger, surprise, nothing. So joy. So now it loves that. It likes when it's smiling. Then from here, it's detecting. These are people. Person. Okay. And then it's pick this as a top. All right, so it knows that it's person. It also knows, it doesn't say it here, but it knows the age that it's looking at, the color of their skin, what, it knows like whether the facial features. It could detect a lot of things about a person. It's only giving us a couple of things but it's not letting us into all the information it could pull up. It knows like whether it's kids, whether it's adults, their skin color, their facial expressions, their facial features. It knows a lot. It could tell a lot. And then labels, you could see here, it knows that this is dance related, ballet shoes, performing arts, athletic dance move, flooring, entertainment, sportswear, choreography, event sports, team sport, physical fitness, performance arts, leisure, exercise. So this is how Facebook starts to determine who do you show your ads to. So number one, it sees that the picture is kids having fun. It could tell that it's kids. It could pick apart, like it knows that this is dance related. Then it'll read your copy and it'll say, Pembroke Pines, have a kid who loves to dance. Yes, come try a free class at our local studio. Right? So right here is saying parents. Oh, so this is for parents. Dancing. It's also on the image, I could tell that this is also dance related. So now it starts to understand that this ad is going to get shown to parents who are interested in taking their kids to dance classes, right? So that's how it knows who to target. You don't need to tell it anything at all. It's gotten really good at just understanding who it needs to show your ads to. Okay, so it is as crazy as I'm telling you. It knows exactly who to show your ads to. You don't need to pick all of the fancy targeting. That's a mistake. Just let Facebook do its thing. It'll show the ads to the right people. Okay, so let's cover here a bonus for watching until the very end. So here are 6 questions that you need to ask yourself to determine if your advertising campaigns are working or not. And I hinted this earlier on today in the video. So the first thing is that you need to ask yourself, how much money are you spending per month? So if you're spending $10 a day, that's $300 a month. Which leads came from your advertising and how many of them? So this is why we want to send people to a landing page, because we know that only the people who are filling out this form are coming from the Facebook ads, because we're only sending people to this landing page from the Facebook ads. If you have a website that is also generating leads, we want to send them to a different place so that we know who the people are that's coming from the website, who the people are that are coming from Facebook. All right. And then from here, how many of the leads that came from the ads have you enrolled? And if the answer is, you spent $300 and you enrolled 3 kids and each of them paid $100, then you made money. If they paid, or if you spent $300 and you enrolled 6 kids and each of them paid $100, you made $600. You spent $300, now you made $600. You see what I'm saying? So that is how you determine, okay, did I make money or did I not make money? How much money did you make? Did you make more money than you invested? If the answer is yes, then do not shut the ads down. Keep them running. And if you didn't make as much money, then shut the ads down and try a new campaign. But I promise you, these ads work. They're really good. We've done this with close to 200 studios now, and the ads are they pick the right people. If the ad copy is good, if the pictures are good, I promise you it'll help you get results. You just got to have a landing page where you're collecting leads. Now, in order to answer these questions, you obviously need to keep track of this data right here. So a simple way to keep track is, one way is to use a spreadsheet. I have included here a spreadsheet, just something very simple. So like, what is the lead's full name? What is their email? What is their phone number? Then you know all of the people here who are coming from the ads. And you keep track of them that way. You could also use a software if you're interested. Studio Hub, our software, allows you to keep track of this data automatically without you having to put them into a spreadsheet or do things like that. So if you're interested in that, talk to us. If you're interested in taking this a step further, book a call with us and we can show you how to use Studio Hub to automate the process of keeping track of, how many leads you've gotten, where they're coming from, how much money you're making back, and all of these things. We can help you do that with Studio Hub. Okay, so, and the most important thing, by the way, with Facebook ads is that once you launch them and once you start generating leads, the most important thing is following up with those leads as soon as possible. In fact, that is the most important thing. The faster you can follow up with the new inquiries, the better your results are going to be. If you're interested in, seeing how to do that, or seeing how you can automate the process to follow up the leads, there's a video here I created on the YouTube channel called How We Use Automations for Dance Studios. Go check it out, because again, the faster you follow up with the leads, in fact, you should be following up with all the leads within 1 minute of them inquiring, because they're still thinking about it. They're still, dancing is still in their mind. They probably still have their phone in their hands, which means they're more likely to respond. And we normally you could either do it with a call or you could do text message. We use text message with Studio Hub. If you're interested in seeing how that works, give us a call. Go to our website. If you're curious to work with us, go to our website, getmorestudents.com, and you can see here, you can schedule a call to work with us. You can see here some of our success stories from some of the clients that we're working with. And you can see here we have a lot of success stories from the clients that we're working with. You can check those out and see what people have to say. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We put out here content that can help you grow your student enrollment, help you grow your studio. I hope you found this helpful. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. Share this video with a friend, with a studio owner friend who you think might benefit from setting up Facebook advertising campaigns. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.